welcome to this forward-looking episode of Springfield Career Insights. Tonight, we step into the mind of enterprise, where strategy meets creativity and startups aren't just businesses, they are instruments of sovereignty. As African cities embrace digital transitions, smart infrastructure, and youth-led innovation, one question echoes across boardrooms and classrooms. Who will lead this transformation? Joining us is Professor Dr. Gandawa, an institutional founder, continental thought leader, and the architect behind Springfield Research University's groundbreaking Bachelor of Business Management in Entrepreneurship and Innovation. With a curriculum that combines venture creation, global strategy, and curriculum sovereignty, this program is forging a new generation of business designers, trained not only to build companies, but to shape economies. Professor, it's an honor to have you back with us.
Thank you, Advocate. It is a pleasure being here. Good evening to the viewers.
Professor, Springfield is known for its disruptive academic models. Why does entrepreneurship matter to SRU's continental vision?
Thank you, Advocate. Entrepreneurship for Springfield is not merely a pathway to economic activity. It is the architecture of sovereignty. It's how nations reclaim agents, how youth rewrite futures, and how Africa stops reacting and begins designing. At Springfield Research University, entrepreneurship is reimagined as a discipline of courage and construction. We don't produce business graduates. We cultivate solutionaries. Our classrooms are incubators. Our research is catalytic. Our curriculum doesn't just chase markets, it creates them. Because when we teach someone to start a business, you must change their circumstance. But when you teach someone to build a system, a platform, an ecosystem, they don't just survive, they emancipate. Entrepreneurship is our answer to dependence. It is our strategy for continental integration. And above all, it is Springfield's declaration that Africa's futures will be built by African hands, on African terms, in African time. That is why this program matters, because we believe ideas should be scalable and sovereignty should be enterprise-driven.
Thank you, Professor. Let's take a commercial break and stay tuned.
To every student who stepped forward, to every dreamer who dared to ask, and to all who walked the red carpet of purpose at the Springfield Expo stand, we thank you. Across regions, classrooms and corridors, you brought this career expo to life. You saw more than brochures. You encountered a mission. Because Springfield isn't a display, it's a dispatch. And our dispatch is not someday, it's now. We are taxiing to the runway. We will soon be airborne. And when we rise, we'll be cruising at 38,000 miles above the ground, above doubt, above delay, above dead industries. You've seen Education 6.0 in action. You've explored our AI career modules, decoded the Smart Innovation Hub, felt the heartbeat of STEMmer, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, medicine and automation. And now, your journey begins. Because you don't just leave with a memory, you leave with a passport to life. I am May. I speak for the President, His Excellency Dr. Gandawa. And he is calling on you to join the Dispatch Network, to step forward, to stand out, to take your place in the system we're building for Africa and the world. Springfield isn't just a university, it's a sovereign launchpad, and your mission is waiting. Springfield Research University. Join us, be STEMatized. Your passport to life is activated. Applications open now. Dispatch begins soon. Once the gates close, we will be airborne. Our altitude, 38,000 miles above hesitation. Miss this flight, and your journey to success is delayed, until you board the next STEMA mission. But why wait for destiny when Springfield lets you design it? Learn more at the Springfield Hub or www.springfieldresearch.university. Springfield Research University. The globe is here. Where are you?
Welcome back. Let's continue with our discussion. What inspired the creation of this specific program in entrepreneurship and innovation?
Thank you, Advocate. The genesis of this program was not just an academic, it was ancestral. It was born from the observation that Africa is overflowing with ideas, ingenuity, and insight, yet constrained by the infrastructure to convert vision into velocity. We saw a gap, a silence between brilliance and buildability, and Springfield Research University chose to intervene. We designed this program to take the continent's thinkers, strategists, dreamers, disruptors, and equip them to become builders. Through rigorous curriculum, contextual mentorship, venture acceleration, and entrepreneurial research labs, we cultivate architects of solution, not merely students of theory. This program does not wait for investors or handouts. It teaches our youth to structure their own ecosystems, to design enterprises that respond to community needs, policy gaps, and global challenges. It's not a degree, it's a declaration that Springfield is committed to making Africa not just idea-rich, but innovation-ready. Because we believe the future does not happen to us. It must be manufactured by us.
That's great, Professor. Professor, Springfield sets a high standard for its academic gateway. What are the entry requirements for the Bachelor of Business Management in Entrepreneurship and Innovation?
Thank you, Advocate. Excellency begins at the threshold. For this transformative program, applicants must present 6 credits at SGCSE, GCE, or IGCSE O-level, including a minimum grade of C in English language and mathematics, because precision and communication are foundational to business leadership. We also require advanced standing from A-level candidates in one or more of the following subjects: as business studies, accounting, commerce, economics, or computer science. These disciplines speak to the analytical and entrepreneurial mindset we cultivate. But beyond grades, we are looking for visionaries with velocity, students who can link logic to leadership, and who come not just to study business, but to build Africa's next economy.
Thank you, Professor. Professor, Springfield is known for opening gates to visionary minds across all walks of life. For those without traditional school leaver qualifications, but rich in professional experience. Is there a pathway into this program?
Absolutely, advocate. At Springfield, we believe wisdom is not age-bound, and innovation does not require a uniform transcript. Through our mature entry and recognition of prior learning policy, we welcome applicants aged 25 and above who possess significant industry, entrepreneurial, or managerial experience. Even if they lack formal academic credentials in some areas, these candidates undergo a portfolio assessment, competence evaluation, and may be invited for an interview or challenge-based task. We evaluate not only what they have studied, but what they have built, led, and learned through the practice. If someone has led a grassroots enterprise, managed operations, launched ventures, or served as a regional economic facilitator, they may already be living the curriculum we teach. So the RPL pathway allows us to honor that journey and accelerate the academic ascent. Because at Springfield, experience is a textbook and lived knowledge is a qualifying credential.
That's great, Professor. Let's take a commercial break and stay tuned.
To every student who stepped forward, to every dreamer who dared to ask, and to all who walked the red carpet of purpose at the Springfield Expo stand, we thank you. Across regions, classrooms and corridors, you brought this career expo to life. You saw more than brochures. You encountered a mission. Because Springfield isn't a display, it's a dispatch. And our dispatch is not someday, it's now. We are taxiing to the runway. We will soon be airborne. And when we rise, we'll be cruising at 38,000 miles above the ground, above doubt, above delay, above dead industries. You've seen Education 6.0 in action. You've explored our AI career modules, decoded the Smart Innovation Hub, felt the heartbeat of STEMmer, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, medicine, and automation. And now, your journey begins. Because you don't just leave with a memory, you leave with a passport to life. I am May. I speak for the President, His Excellency Dr Gandawa Gandawa, and he is calling on you to join the Dispatch Network, to step forward, to stand out, to take your place in the system we're building for Africa and the world. Springfield isn't just a university, it's a sovereign launchpad, and your mission is waiting. Springfield Research University. Join us, be STEMatized. Your passport to life is activated. Applications open now. Dispatch begins soon. Once the gates close, we will be airborne. Our altitude, 38,000 miles above hesitation. Miss this flight, and your journey to success is delayed, until you board the next STEMmer mission. But why wait for destiny when Springfield lets you design it? Learn more at the Springfield Hub or www.springfieldresearch.university. Springfield Research University. The globe is here. Where are you?
Welcome back. Let's continue with our discussion. Professor, beyond the classroom and capstone project, what kind of career landscape opens up for graduates of this program?
Thank you, Advocate. This program doesn't just prepare students for work. It prepares them to manufacture opportunity. Our graduates walk into a dynamic range of roles across innovation, strategy, and enterprise creation. They become startup founders and startup strategists. That's launching ventures rooted in local relevance and global scalability. Business consultants and management analysts. That's shaping corporate performance and advising on operational transformation. Social entrepreneurs addressing community needs through sustainable business models. Innovation policy advisors designing frameworks that drive national and regional entrepreneurship agendas. digital enterprise leaders, that's managing e-commerce platforms, fintech solutions, and tech-enabled services. Venture builders, embedded within accelerators, incubators, smart city innovation labs. But more profoundly, they enter careers that don't yet exist. Because Springfield trains its graduates to author the future, not inherit it. Whether they lead economic revitalization in the rural hubs or co-design export strategies for emerging markets, their careers are mission-driven and transformation-bound. So at Springfield, we say, you won't just look for work. You will create places where others find it.
This is good, Professor. Can you walk us through how the curriculum is structured over the 4 years?
Thank you, Advocate. Certainly, the curriculum is more than a sequence. It's a transformation. In the first year, we establish foundational literacy. Students engage with microeconomics, business algebra, communication, and introductory analytics. But it's not textbook learning. It's interpretive. They don't just read markets. They begin to read the world. Then in year 2 is about operational dexterity. From business ethics to process design and idea development. We challenge our students to think like architects, designing ventures with logic, empathy, and strategic edge. Then the third year, lifts them into global aperture. We dive deep into international finance, performance management, industrial psychology, and change leadership. Here, the entrepreneur stops being local. They become continental. And in the 4th year, we shift the gears. This is where theory meets legacy. Students engage in high-level modules like entrepreneurial funding, lean startup innovation, cybersecurity, and competitive strategy, all building up to a 20-credit business research project. That isn't a thesis. It's a launch pad. What we are crafting over the 4 years is not just a graduate. It is a builder of institutions, a designer of systems, and a strategist of futures. That's the Springfield difference.
Thank you, Professor. How does this program differ from a traditional BBA or commerce degree?
Okay, Advocate. What sets this program apart is that it doesn't prepare students to manage yesterday's businesses. It trains them to invent tomorrow's economies. A traditional BBA may equip learners to operate within established frameworks, manage budgets, analyze markets, follow procedure. Valuable, yes. But Springfield's Bachelor of Business Management in Entrepreneurship and Innovation is engineered for disruption. Our program fuses entrepreneurial psychology, where students understand not just business models, but the mindset behind scalable impact. We embed lean startup methodology, venture funding strategy, and cyber security management, all woven into the design of sovereign innovation ecosystems. We aren't teaching students to serve in the system. We are training them to rewrite it. Our graduates don't just join companies, they build them. They don't wait for infrastructure, they prototype it. They don't inherit economies, they reimagine them, through entrepreneurship, policy influence, and smart city design. It's not a commerce degree. It's a curriculum for continental authorship.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Professor. Let's take a break and listen to a song called Springfield Legacy.
Field where knowledge reigns, we seek the answers, break the chains. Master of research, doctoral dreams, together we rise in the light of beams. Unlock the future, Springfield's call. Oppose the weapons, way electronic thrall. Innovation's heartbeat, wisdom's might. For Springfield's embrace, we ignite the night. From ancient wisdom to modern tech, we forge the path, no looking back. Research and learning, hand in hand, building tomorrow where we stand. Unlock the future, Springfield's call. Orchestral renters, red electronic thrall. God vision's heartbeat, wisdom's might. In Springfield's embrace, we ignite the night. Through the trials, through the quest, we strive for excellence, nothing less. In the blend of notes, we find our way. Springfield's legacy, here to stay. Future, Springfield's call. Orchestral renters, red electronic thrall. The vision's heartbeat, wisdom's might. In Springfield's embrace, we ignite the night. Master of research, doctoral pride. In Springfield's vision, we confide. Together we rise, together we soar. Springfield spirit forevermore. Knowledge and power, hand in hand, building the future where we stand. Innovation's flame, burning bright. Springfield's legacy shining in light. Together we rise, together we soar. Springfield spirit forevermore.
Welcome back. Let's continue with our discussion. How are students challenged to move beyond theory?
Okay, advocate. At Springfield Research University, theory is never the final destination. It's simply the launchpad. Our pedagogical design ensures that every concept introduced in the classroom is tethered to real-world challenge, a community dilemma, or an entrepreneurial opportunity. We don't teach in isolation. We teach in immersion. Students engage with incubation labs that mimic the pressure and pace of startup ecosystems. They participate in simulated venture pitches evaluated by actual investors, policymakers, and innovation strategists, not just faculty. And they are mentored by a constellation of stakeholders, from city planners and entrepreneurs to economists and technologists, who challenge their thinking beyond academic convention. This is contextual learning in its purest form. They design go-to-market strategies for rural fintech models. They prototype wellness platforms for urban mental health needs. They structure supply chains with environmental resilience. In short, they become enterprise surgeons, diagonizing problems, stitching together solutions, and operating with clarity under complexity. Because Springfield doesn't graduate memorizers, we graduate makers. Theory is the lens, but application is the legacy.
Thank you, Professor. Tell us about the kind of faculty leading this program.
Thank you, Advocate. The minds behind this program are not simply lecturers. They are trailblazers. They are venture architects who have built startups that defy convention. They are policy analysts who have advised governments on innovation strategy. They are economists, storytellers, technologists, and educational futurists, united by one common thread. They believe Africa's future must be built from within. Our faculty comes from across the continent, from Lagos to Lusaka, Accra to Addis, not to teach theory, but to transmit lived innovation. They challenge students not only to understand frameworks, but to dismantle and redesign. In every lecture, there is a case study drawn from lived continental complexity. In every mentorship session, there is a blueprint for building enterprises that respond to Africa's unique socio-economic landscape. They are not just teaching business. They are curating builders, nurturing disruptors, and mentoring strategists who will author new industries. And because they are active in publishing, policy, and enterprise, our students learn from leaders who don't just speak change, they practice it. This isn't faculty, it's a fellowship of architects, and it's what makes Springfield Research University's entrepreneurship program a launchpad, not a classroom.
That's great, Professor. Thank you. What sort of student thrives in this program?
Thank you, Advocate. This program was built for the rebel with a blueprint. The student who sees gaps in the world and believes they were born to close them. The ones who don't settle for templates, but question why they exist. We welcome dreamers with discipline, yes, but also activists who rally, coders who build, storytellers who reframe realities, and startup strategists who turn friction into fuel. Our students come from villages, cities, diasporas. Some arrive with code in their notebooks, others with poetry about policy reform, and many with ventures scribbled across napkins. What unites them is not background, but boldness. They see entrepreneurship not just as profit, but as possibility. They view innovation as a tool for justice, design as a method of empowerment, and business as a language to negotiate futures. At Springfield, we don't look for conformity. We cultivate constructive non-conformity. We train those who dare to build what doesn't yet exist and who believe that the classroom is a rehearsal space for continental transformation. If you are a student who is tired of waiting for permission and ready to prototype a different kind of Africa, this is your program.
Thank you, Professor. What career outcomes can students expect from this degree?
Thank you, Advocate. This degree does not simply prepare graduates for careers. It prepares them for constructive disruption. Yes, students leave here equipped to operate as consultants, analysts, and strategic managers. But our vision stretches far beyond conventional job descriptions. We prepare our graduates to launch ventures, build startups, and engineer ecosystems that respond to Africa's evolving challenges. Our alumni emerge as innovation policy architects, community enterprise leaders, economic strategists, and development futurists. Individuals who can negotiate public-private partnerships, author startup legislation, or develop technology hubs in underserved regions. They are trained not just to fit into an organization, but to reshape its DNA. They can lead impact firms, run entrepreneurship incubators, advise ministries, and co-design smart city frameworks. Some take the reins of family enterprises and scale them into global platforms. Others step into research-based entrepreneurship, using data to drive venture design and socio-economic innovation. In short, this is a degree for makers of movements, not maintainers of the status quo. At Springfield, the question isn't just where will you work? It's what will you build and who will you lift?
This is great, Professor. Thank you. What role does SRU play in supporting graduates post-degree?
Thank you, Advocate. At Springfield Research University, graduation is not the end of the journey. It is a strategic handoff to a lifelong ecosystem. Once our students cross that threshold, they step into a landscape curated for builders, thinkers, and transformative leaders. Through our innovation offices, alumni ventures are not merely supported, they are incubated with precision, scaled with intent, and embedded within a continental framework of partners, policy lab, smart city initiatives, and peer institutions. Our post-degree support is multidimensional. We offer access to venture capital simulations, funding clinics, policy roundtables, and executive mentorship networks. Graduates become part of a living archive linked to SRU's publishing platforms, innovation hubs, and transnational research corridors. It's not transactional, it's relational. Our alumni return as guest lecturers, pitch evaluators, cross-border collaborators. Their ventures form case studies, and their insights shape new curriculum cycles. They enter a network where Springfield is not just their alma mater, it's their intellectual home, development partner, and strategic amplifier. This is not post-degree support. It's Springfield's commitment to career sovereignty through lifelong ecosystem stewardship.
Thank you, Professor. Let's take a break and listen to a song called Pathways to Tomorrow.
In the heart of Springfield, where dreams take flight, we master the art of planning, day and night. Strategic vision, supplier ties so strong, inventory in control, we can't go wrong. Springfield's future, bright and grand, with logistics, we take command. From warehousing to orders, we pave the way. Sustainability and growth here to stay. Risk mitigation, we face with might. Warehousing wonders, distribution in sight. Order fulfillment, every step precise. Optimizing flows, we break the ice. Springfield's future, bright and grand, with logistics, we take command. From warehousing to orders, we pave the way. Sustainability and growth here to stay. Doors are opening to a world so grand. In STEM fields, we proudly stand. Innovation and knowledge are guiding lights. Springfield's degree, our future bright. With passion and drive, we rise above. In logistics and supply chains, we find our love. Springfield's future, bright and grand. With logistics, we take command. From warehousing to orders, we pave the way. Sustainability and growth here to stay. Together we conquer, no challenge too steep. Springfield Research University, our guiding star. In the world of logistics, we'll go far.
Welcome back. Let's continue with our discussion. How does this degree contribute to stopping unemployment?
Okay, thank you, Advocate. Unemployment cannot be solved by importing jobs. It must be addressed by exporting talent, ideas, and self-sustaining innovation. This degree is Springfield's answer to that crisis, not as a patchwork, but as a pipeline. We don't produce job seekers. We cultivate employment architects. Every graduate from our Bachelor of Business Management, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation is trained not only to understand business, but to manufacture opportunity. Whether in digital urban planning, smart city analytics, tech policy, or sustainable enterprise design, they are equipped to launch ventures that absorb other talents and activate dormant potential. Our curriculum doesn't, just teach students how to apply for work. It teaches them how to create platforms where work itself is redefined. They emerge with prototypes, pitch decks, partnerships, and the capacity to design ecosystems that uplift entire communities. In essence, this degree is Springfield's declaration that economic sovereignty is no longer theoretical. It's teachable, scalable, and lived. It's how we move the continent from labor dependence to enterprise sovereignty. Unemployment will fall, not because jobs will be handed out, but because Springfield graduates will stand up and build them.
That's great, Professor. Thank you. What does entrepreneurial sovereignty mean to Springfield?
Thank you, Advocate. Entrepreneurial sovereignty is the heartbeat of Springfield Research University. It is our defiance of dependence, our refusal to wait for permission, and our blueprint for building futures that reflect African urgency, not adaptation. To Springfield, entrepreneurial sovereignty means that our innovators don't merely join systems, they architect them. They don't echo existing models, they design contextual ones rooted in Africa's realities, resources, and aspirations. It's embedded in our curriculum where students prototype solutions for challenges their communities face. It's reflected in our publishing platforms where we amplify African scholarship and enterprise. It's lived in our incubation studios where ventures are born from vision, not imitation. This isn't just pedagogy, it's philosophy. A declaration that entrepreneurship, when taught with discipline and integrity, becomes a tool for continental freedom, a means by which our students don't just seek opportunities, they manufacture them, scale them, and embed them within transformative ecosystems. At Springfield, entrepreneurial sovereignty is not a slogan. It's the structure of the future. And we make sure our students build it, live it, and teach it forward.
Wow, this is amazing. Let's take a commercial break and stay tuned.
Join Springfield Research University, the university that shapes the future. Admissions for August-September 2025 are now open. Introducing Education 6.0, driven by STEMA, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, medicine, and automation to STEMatize, industrialize, and modernize, SIM. We offer innovative and industry-relevant undergraduate, master's, and doctoral programs. Leap ahead with SRU. Apply today at www.springfieldresearch.university or WhatsApp +268 7619 2898. Springfield Research University. The globe is here. Where are you?
Welcome back. Let's continue with our discussion. And finally, what message would you give to a young visionary watching this who wants to build Africa's next great enterprise?
Thank you, Advocate. To the visionary watching tonight, the one scribbling business plans on hostel walls, sketching prototypes between classes, or dreaming of ventures that rewrite your village story. I have a message for you. Your idea matters. It is not too small. It is not too early. It is not too late. It carries the power to lifting communities, challenge systems, and build nations. But it will not thrive on ambition alone. It demands discipline, mentorship, and an ecosystem that believes in you before the market does. That's why Springfield exists. Because here, we don't teach innovation, we ignite it. We turn concepts into companies, passion into policy, and dreams into enterprise. You won't just study entrepreneurship, you practice it. You won't just imagine solutions, you will prototype and publish them. You will pitch to cities, scale across borders, and build what you thought impossible. If you are ready to stop waiting and start designing Africa's next great enterprise, then Springfield Research University is your launchpad. Your idea belongs here. Your journey begins now. Join Springfield. Come to Springfield. Be mentored by Springfield. Thank you, Advocate, for having me.
Professor, thank you. Your insights tonight have elevated entrepreneurship beyond into a practice of sovereignty, imagination, and continental self-ownership. You have shown us that enterprise, when nurtured with purpose and pedagogy, becomes a tool for transformation. To our viewers, if you believe Africa's future must be built, not borrowed, and that the architects of our innovation economy are sitting in classrooms today, then Springfield Research University invites you to take the next step. Visit www.springfieldresearchuniversity.net and explore our Bachelor of Business Management, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. Become a venture designer, a startup strategist, a builder of smart cities, and a scholar of enterprise. That brings us to the end of this episode of Springfield Career Insights. We hope tonight's conversation has stretched your imagination, ignited your ambition, and grounded your purpose. I am Clarence, your host. Until next time, may your ideas be scalable, your leadership sovereign, and your legacy deeply rooted in innovation. Good night.
Hey, siyakhuphuka, tikitile futsanza lungakhiwa. Hey, siyakhuphuka, sonke siyavumelana, ngemjululo omuhle sonke similela. In the heart of Springfield, a new dawn breaks. With Channel Yamaswati, our future takes shape. Career insights, knowledge shared so bright. Together we rise, reaching new heights. Springfield's calling, let's unite. With Channel Yamaswati, we ignite. Celebration time, our vision clear.